Hello students, today I will be discussing the chemical properties of ethers. In my last lecture I have discussed about what are ethers, what are symmetrical as well as unsymmetrical ethers, how ethers are prepared. I have discussed few methods. One of the most important methods by which we can prepare symmetrical as well as unsymmetrical ethers is the Williamson synthesis. We have seen the mechanism of how ether is prepared from alcohol. How ether is prepared from alcohol by substitution nucleophilic bimolecular reaction. So today I am going to discuss the chemical properties of ether. The chemical properties of ether. Let's see. Chemical properties. The general formula of ethers are ROR. They have the functional group O, oxygen. They are the least reactive functional group. As we know, alkanes are the least reactive organic compounds. They are also called paraffins. But in alkanes we don't find any specific functional group. They have carbon-carbon single bond. So if we consider an organic compound with functional group, which is the least reactive, that are ethers. So these are the least reactive functional group. They have the CO bond. And this bond cleavage takes place at drastic condition. What is the meaning of drastic condition? Here drastic condition means we have to heat and take concentrated solution. Okay, so generally the cleavage of CO bond takes place in vigorous or drastic condition in presence of HX. Here HX means HI, HBr, HCl. We generally prefer to take hydroiodic acid, hydrobromic acid, hydrochloric acid. Okay, if we see the order of the reactivity, then HI react faster, then HBr, then HCl. HCl is the least reactive with ethers. So when ether reacts with HX, it forms haloalkane plus alcohol. This alcohol further reacts with HX to form haloalkane plus water. So if we add these two reaction, then what we will get? If we add these two reactions, this will be cancelled. So ROR, ether, react with 2HX, give 2 moles of RX, haloalkane plus water. So this is the reaction of the ether with HX. This is alkoxybenzene. So here is a double bond character. Due to resonance, here is a double bond character. So the bond cleavage takes place from here. O donates this electron to the proton. This electron shift here. So it forms phenol. Phenol plus alkyl halide. Now let's see the mechanism by which the ether molecule reacts with HI. As we know, HI and HBr are quite acidic and they are the source of nucleophile. HI is the source of iodide nucleophile. HBr is the source of bromide nucleophile. So when an ether reacts with HI, the oxygen, which is having a lone pair of electron, attacks the proton. The electron shift here. So it forms an oxonium ion. And iodide ion. Now this iodide ion is a good nucleophile. It attacks the least substituted carbon. So here we see that this is the ethyl group, this is the methyl group. So the iodide ion attacks the oxonium ion from back side and it attacks the least substituted carbon. It attacks the least substituted carbon of the oxonium ion and displace the alcohol by SN2. So this will attack this carbon and this will be an intermediate stage, and so what will happen? iodomethane will be formed and alcohol will be formed. Once this methyl group leaves, the positive charge will be neutralized and ethanol will be formed. Ethanol will be formed along with iodomethane, When we have excess of HI, this HI can further react with this ethanol to convert it into ethyl iodide. If one of the alkyl group is a tertiary group, tertiary means 3-degree group, the halide formed is a tertiary halide. So if we see this ether, so we can write the name of this ether like this. It is 2-methyl-2-methoxypropane. So what happens when the CH3OH group leaves? It is actually an SN1 reaction, substitution nucleophilic unimolecular reaction. Here 3-degree carbocation is formed, which is more stable. So the iodide ion attacks the 3-degree carbocation and easily form an halide which is tertiary. So this is important point that you need to keep in mind when one of the alkyl group is a tertiary group. So once the leaving group leaves here, so it generates a 3-degree carbocation. So the first step is the slow step, formation of 3-degree carbocation. The more stable a carbocation, the easily it is formed during the reaction, and this carbocation is attacked by this iodide ion to form the substituted product. RDS here means rate determining step. The slowest step is called rate determining step, which you have read in chemical kinetics. So the formation of carbocation in SN1 reaction is the rate determining step, and then the nucleophile can attack easily the carbocation to form the substituted product, which is a fast step. Now let's see electrophilic substitution reaction. So we are going to discuss aromatic ethers. So the aromatic ether, the alkoxy group, the OR group is an activator. An activator is such a group which increases the electron density in the benzene ring by some sort of donation. It can be inductive donation or resonance donation. So it is an activator just like the OH group of phenol, and it is a ortho-para directing group. Ortho-para directing group means due to presence of this alkoxy group, there is an increase in the electron density at ortho and para position as compared to the meta position. So the new electrophile will come at ortho and para position. So if we see the resonating structure, you will notice that this lone pair comes here, then this comes here. So due to this, a negative charge comes at ortho position. Again this electron comes here, there will be a 5 bond, so this bond will shift here. Again this is a para position. So this is an ortho position, this is para position. Again this electron will shift here, due to which again the para position electron density is increased. So due to this alkoxy group, there is an increase in the electron density at ortho and para position. So the electrophile that we will use in electrophilic substitution reaction can be a methyl carbocation, a chloronium ion, a bromonium ion, a nitronium ion, acyl ion, CH3 C double bond O plus. So these are the electrophile that generally attacks during electrophilic substitution reaction. So it will form a substituted product. So we see that the anisole, if we here see R is methyl group, then it is called anisole. So in anisole, the OCH3 group is an activator group. It increases the electron density at ortho and para position. Therefore, the electrophile comes and attacks, para being the major product and ortho being the minor product. Para being the major product and ortho being the minor product here. Let's see the halogenation of anisole. This is called anisole. Anisole is also called methoxybenzene. This group methyl attached with oxygen is called methoxy. So it is also called methoxybenzene. So anisole reacts with Br2 in ethanoic acid. So anisole when treated with bromine in ethanoic acid forms 2-bromoanisole, also called ortho-bromoanisole. This is a minor product. Due to some restorative hindrance, this is a minor product. And this is called 4-bromoanisole. In common name we call it para-bromoanisole. So this is a major product. So This is the halogenation, addition of halogen. So here we are adding bromine, so it is called bromination. It is called, so bromination of anisole gives 2 bromoanisole and 4 bromoanisole. 4 bromoanisole is the major product. Let's say Friedel-Crafts alkylation. So during Friedel-Crafts reaction, anisole is treated with chloromethane, or we can say methyl chloride, in presence of anhydrous aluminum chloride. As we know, anhydrous aluminum chloride is a Lewis acid. So this will take up the chloride to generate a methyl carbocation. This will generate a methyl carbocation. This will generate a methyl carbocation. This methyl carbocation will attack at where the electron density is more. So it will attack at ortho position as well as para position. So 4-methoxytoluene is the major product. 2-methoxytoluene is the minor product. So during Friedel-Crafts alkylation, 2-methoxytoluene and 4-methoxytoluene is formed when anisole is treated with chloromethane in presence of aluminum chloride. Now Friedel-Crafts acylation. So anisole is treated with ethanol chloride. This is called ethanol chloride. This has been asked in IIT 2006, ethanol chloride. So when anisole is treated with ethanol chloride in presence of anhydrous aluminum chloride, CH3CO group attacks at ortho and para position. So 2-methoxyacetophenone is the minor product. 2-methoxy, this is 1, this is 2, because the name of the compound here it is acetophenone. So 2 position is methoxy, so 2-methoxyacetophenone, and here name is acetophenone, so it is called 4-methoxyacetophenone. So when anisole is treated with ethanol chloride in presence of anhydrous AlCl3, it forms 2-methoxyacetophenone, which is a minor product, and 4-methoxyacetophenone, it is a major product. Now nitration of anisole. So nitration of anisole gives 2-nitroanisole and 4-nitroanisole. 4-nitroanisole is the major product. So during nitration, this HNO3H2SO4 generates the nitronium ion, which is the electrophile here. You have to keep in mind that during nitration, HNO3H2SO4 mixture, H2SO4 act as acid and HNO3 act as base. So anisole, when anisole is treated or undergo nitration, it forms 2-nitroanisole here. This is one name, this is anisole, that's why we are writing 1, 2. So when a substituent give a special name to the benzene, we write 1 to that. So 2 number is nitro, so it is 2-nitroanisole, and this is 4-nitro, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4-nitroanisole. 4-nitroanisole is the major product. So these was all the chemical reactions of ethers. I hope you understood. I will be covering other topics of the organic in my upcoming video. Thank you so much. This is Sandeep sir signing off.